This shawl doesn't really have a pattern. You just follow the process until it's as big as you want it to be. It's knit from corner to corner, starting with 3 cast-on stitches. Shove a weight in there so the machine will knit correctly. Increase 1 stitch every other row by bringing a new needle out into work. This bulky Brother 270 is new to me, so I'm using this shawl to get to know it better. Looks like some of the needles don't want to knit. Let me add some more weight. The lines of open work are created by transferring every 5th stitch over to the right. I'm doing this by hand because Brother bulky machines don't have a lace carriage. Transfer the stitches, bring a new needle out, knit 2 rows. And here the new needle didn't knit, so I'm going to try to frog the last 2 rows and see if I can fix it. Okay, there's no coming back from that. I'm gonna start over. Alright, that's much better. Turns out I need more weight than I thought I did. This process of transferring stitches and making 1 increase on the right goes on as long as you want it to. I'm going to go all the way to the other end of the bed. When your shawl gets as long as you want it to, start short rowing back in. Pull the last working needle out into hold, making sure to wrap the yarn under the last needle to avoid creating a hole. Do all of your transfers and then bring the next needle out into hold. You're going to do this every other row. When you get to a needle that would have otherwise been a transfer, bring it out into hold, but don't wrap it. This will create an eyelet to continue the lace pattern. Keep going until you get back over where you started. We're going to go back to the very first stitch. At this point, your shawl is halfway done. Now we're going to start putting those needles back into work. You don't need to wrap on the way back, just push the needle in and knit. When you have enough needles back in work, continue the transfer pattern. Whoops, dropped a stitch. I'm just going to carefully pick it back up and complete the transfer. When you get back out to the other side, it's time to start decreasing. Do all of your transfers and then decrease one stitch on the far side. When you get back down to 3 stitches, you can either bind off or take the stitches off on waste yarn and do a sewn bind off like I'm doing. I wound up with a hole in my shawl. This yarn is from a project that I frogged and I think it got damaged in the process. I'm going to fix it with some spare yellow yarn. Here's the hole, you can see where the yarn frayed. Here's the fix. It's not very pretty from the inside, but you can barely tell from the outside. Here's my shawl, washed and blocked. This took about 1 skein of Carron Skinny Cakes in the color plum pudding. It claims to be a sport weight yarn, but I'd call it more category 4, and it knitted well on my bulky machine at tension 1. This will be perfect for chilly early morning Zoom calls. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Like and subscribe for more machine knitting tutorials. Check out my website for more free patterns. There's a link in the description. Happy knitting!